Simmer down, simmer down, simmer down now. Simmer down now, simmer down now. Simmer down, quiet dog, by a heart, my God. Sit and the rocket don't stop. Brooklyn in the kitchen, heat up the stove top. Bang in the empire, state the navigating the way. Your preservation make the greatest hip hop. They cool dude, swagger, love, charity.
Hey, it's Jordan here. This is my first tutorial. This tutorial is going to be how to make a website banner or YouTube banner if you have like a YouTube partner ability, or you could somehow get a banner on the top of your page. So pretty much anything where you could use a banner, this would work. The dimensions might be a little bit different than what my tutorial is based on your needs, but I just find that if you're gonna make a regular web page, this is the perfect dimensions that I've used in the past, and I've come to find out that a lot of other people use. So we're gonna start out by going up to File. We're gonna go to New, and we're gonna make the width 900, and the height's gonna be 160. Now, give or take a little bit. If you want to make it whatever you want, you can change it. It doesn't have to be exactly that. I mean, it's really to whatever you want. Make the name whichever you're gonna do. I'll just make mine Banner YouTube, and hit OK. Now you're gonna get your blank stage with your background layer. And it's zoomed in 66%, so Control plus, I'll zoom into 100%. We got our blank stage right here, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to double click on my background layer to make it a layer, unlocked, and yeah, now I'm going to go to blending options, and I'm going to try to find a nice color for this, to cover the whole stage. So, I will go to gradient overlay, double click on that bar, and I'm gonna start with this one, but I'm gonna change the colors. I'm gonna do let's do a red. Start out with the darker color, and over here make a brighter or less bright red, a duller red, maybe like, or maybe a darker one. Yeah, that looks okay. I mean, it's basically whatever the color scheme of your site or your project is. So it's basically whatever you decide. If you want, now this is a nice effect that I've noticed in the past works pretty well. You can add a stroke, which will add an outer line to the outside of your box. And one thing you have to change is you have to change your position to either inside or center. Now it works best if you do it inside, and make the line either a 2 or a 3. I like to work with 2 and change the color to something other so that it stands out. So black, you can see. So this is good. So that's pretty much everything we need. You don't really have to mess with anything else. That should be good. So hit OK. Now you got your stage, a nice red gradient, and now you want to add some lettering. So the best way to go about this is to just type whatever you're gonna type. So what I'll do is I'll type in YouTube channel banner. Now whatever words you're gonna do, it's based on what you need, so I can't speak for anybody else. So I'll make it about, let's say, that might work. Extend it out a little bit. Now I'm going to make the font a little smaller on the subtext, and I'm going to make it the best YouTube videos online. And okay, let's extend that out. Having a little bit of a problem getting the arrow to show up. And I'm going to change the font on that one. The other one is 60, so I'm going to change this one to let's do 30. Okay, that works. And okay, that's good. So move that, center it a little bit, move it off to the left. Now I'm going to go over to blending options for the text. I'm going to drop a stroke on it. I'm going to make that stroke black. I'm going to make that a 2. Okay. Everything else can stay the same. And if you want, this is optional. So it looks fine the way it is now. You might argue that it doesn't. You can always add a bevel. That's one option. I like to just put the bevel on and then turn the depth down to 1% to give it a slight, like real look. And then also another optional feature, you can do a gradient on your lettering. So just do whatever colors you want. I mean, a white and gray looks nice. Pretty much any color you want will work. I mean, for the purpose of this, to show you what I would do, I'll go with a light gray and a slightly darker gray, so it's a grayish. Hit OK, and that should be good. There's really nothing else you need to mess with here, so hit OK, and you get your color, colored text, and your colored background. Now, this is the part where it's basically up to you what you want. Now, there's a website online, and it's called Iconspedia, and it's probably the best source for icons because they're all on a transparent background in PNG, so they work perfect for any project that you do because you don't have to cut them out. They go right over, and they fit perfectly into a project. So for this purpose, we'll see if we can get a couple of YouTube icons. Whichever icon you find, anything will work. Just click anything you click on. Make sure you click on download as PNG. So we'll start with this one. Actually, no. I'm gonna go back. I like this one, so I'm gonna hit download as PNG, and make sure you pick the biggest size available. For this one, it's 64 by 64. Okay, I'm gonna go back again. Try to find one that's 128 by 128 or 256 by 256. The bigger it is, the higher resolution the graphic is. So we're gonna look for another one. That's 64. It's not gonna. It'll work. It's just that it looks nicer if you can find a nicer one. So I'll try one more. Okay, it's 64. I'll just go with it. It doesn't have to be, but I prefer it. But I guess YouTube doesn't have high-res graphics, so okay. I'll open the containing folder that I have it, and go down to drag the file where you saved it into Photoshop. Now bring the window down, and then with this tool selected, or the shortcut key for it is V, drag it in to your project. And now you can move it around wherever you want, and this is one way you can do it. Hit Control T. You can organize the icons however you want. You also don't even have to get icons from Iconspedia. You can get them from anywhere. You can also get your own pictures, whatever. This is just one way that I choose to do it. So there's one, and then I'll go back on here and look for another one. And now that I'm working with 64 by 64, I'll probably try to go for another 64 by 64. So I'll click on this one. I'll click on 64 by 64. Open containing folder. Find the file. Drag it into Photoshop. Bring it down. And drag it. There we go. So Control T. And now the kind of scheme that I try to go with, I try to match them up in terms of what angle they're at. So